Hey everybody, and welcome back, and welcome to Unusual Star Wars Action Figures Part 2. And here we go again, where I've dug through the collection to find the figures that just sort of stood out as being unusual. In a lot of cases, these were characters in the background that they decided to assign biographies to or attribute things to. Kind of like the origin of Quinlan Voss, you know, who started out as a background guy drinking and tattooing, and suddenly he became this rebel Jedi. Well, anyway, here's the characters in my collection, and I think this probably covers for now all the ones I can think of that are pretty unusual, minus the ones I did on the video earlier today. So starting, this is Yarna del Gargan. You might recognize her as dancing in Jabba the Hutt's palace. Let's zoom in. She has some interesting attributes. She's guess you could say needs this special kind of bra. Nevertheless, they made a very unflattering figure for her in all of her glory. And whoop, I got a cat who wants to be in the video here. Okay, but they gave her a glass, a removable knife. That's kind of nasty looking, so don't make her mad. Definitely one of the unsung figures. This was a bit of a peg warmer. I ended up picking her up at Kmart well after clearance. But, you know, I kind of like her, you know. She kind of fits in with the crowd. So let's move on. This is Adi Gallia. Nothing too much unusual about her, except this was the original. I believe this was from the Phantom Menace line. And what's unusual is they gave her a red lightsaber. This is the original lightsaber she came with before they decided that only Sith would carry red lightsabers. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. The same wave had a Mace Windu with a blue lightsaber too. So other than that, nice little Jedi figure. She hasn't changed very much, but I just wanted to point that out. Next in the line, Dexter Jetster. I'm sure you recognize this memorable character from Attack of the Clones. This is a really good figure. I'm telling you. I'm surprised this one hasn't become like a cult favorite. It's just really cool. He comes with two either cooking utensils or weapons, whatever you want to call them. They look pretty. They look kind of like Klingon weapons, if you ask me. He has, this is a very detailed figure. Look at the tattoos. Let me just zoom in so you can just take note of all of the work they put on this. His shirt has kind of a polo shirt emblem. He has tattoos. You can tell that the designers just really had fun making this guy. He has a mustache like he did in the movie. You see he has a dish rag hanging out his pocket. 4 arms that are articulated. Kind of looks like he's giving the finger here. I don't know. I don't know if they intended for that or not, but it might be a little Easter egg from the action figure designers. Either way, just an extraordinary figure. One that I'm really glad to own. But nonetheless, a very unusual figure. Let's just take a look at how large he is in comparison to a typical figure. He's very large. But, yeah, definitely unusual. Let's move on. Okay, how about this guy? This is, if you want to reenact the torturing scene of Han Solo, you don't have to do very much customizing because you have it right here. Han Solo with torture rack. I can't say enough about this figure. Number one, the portrait of Harrison Ford on here just looking nice and smug does not go at all with the figure scene presented here of Han in agony being tortured on this rack where you can see it's lit up from the heat. It's even got a coin. Han Solo being tortured. I don't get it. But I've left this package because, you know, if I were to take Han off his rack, which I'm sure he comes off, this is a scene-specific figure. He's disheveled and he looks like he's in agony. You really couldn't put him in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. But nevertheless, it's unique. I'm glad I own it. It's a different figure. And on the back we have a description of Han's torture. That's just, you know, it seems to me a lot of which wave was this? 30th anniversary. They made some interesting ones. You can look here. We have like an Anakin with tattoos all over him. Of course we have the famous Darth Revan and Darth Malak figures and pre-Cyborg Grievous. But they did make some very interesting figures in this wave. Okay, moving on. Let's do this one. One of my personal favorites. This is L8, L9, the only Build-A-Droid that I successfully completed. This was, to tell you the truth, of all the Build-A-Droids out there, this is the one I really wanted to finish. I mean, it became personal after a while. I really wanted this guy done. Because he's just so awesome. He shoots, like, massive pillars of fire out of his hands. And, I mean, yeah, he's from the Clone Wars. I don't recall which episode he appeared in, but this is just a really, really cool figure. If you have to have a Build-A-Droid, this is the one to get. You just can't beat L8, L9 for pure awesomeness. Okay. Now, how about Lack Sivrak? This guy looks like a werewolf. He appeared in episode 4 in the cantina, and he was obviously once again was one of those cantina aliens that was pretty much made by recycling old Hollywood costumes. And I think it was so cheesy that they decided to replace him with a different alien, which I'll show you in just a second. But either way, he makes a really interesting action figure. I don't know what I like more about him, the fact that he looks like a goofy werewolf, or that he's wearing this really cool outfit. It's just, he's dressed pretty snazzy. Kind of looks like he's ready to go partying in 1977 with his chainsaw and really heavy blaster pistol. But he was replaced by this guy in the digital redo when George Lucas decided to tweak episode 4 again. He was replaced by Ketwo, this guy right here. And at a glance, you know, you might remember his profile. He made some kind of weird noise when they digitally removed Lack Sivrak and replaced him with him. So what's special about this guy? Well, of all of the accessories you can have for him, his are removable pants. That's right. This guy has removable pants. And you will see that he has little short stubby legs, and he has some robotic stilts that he's standing on. I'm almost positive that this was not in the canon of the movie, but either way, this is the gimmick of this figure. So first of all, you have an accessory, you know, that you could use for customizing another figure. And you have an alien whose secret is that he's really short and he wants to fool you. So it's funny, but I just think it's hysterical. But anyway, there he is, Ketwo. Now finally, I wanted to show you one of my personal favorites that I'm proud to own. The action figure that you just have to have. This is Luke Skywalker in the Bacta water tank. And now this is a vintage FX3 that I put here. There's a better one, of course. There's a more recent one, but this is the whole set right here. It comes with a console, Luke in the tank, and a place to put an FX3. The only other one I have is still packaged, and I don't want to take them out. But anyway, presumably this is what it would look like. Now, what's cool about this figure is you can reenact the scene by filling this tank up with water, and you can actually blow into this tube to make it bubble out of his mouthpiece. Kind of a hands-on, mouth-on figure action here. I've chosen not to do that just because I don't want to keep filling this up with water, and but to tell you the truth, it's funny because it's not you don't think of this as an action figure, or you know, this is really for one scene of a medical recovery, of medical rehabilitation. You can actually remove the Luke. Let's see. You can remove his mouthpiece, and you can see his face. Let's see if I can zoom in so. It's badly damaged, and so you have one of the most unusual figures ever. It's slightly articulated in the arms and the neck. I don't believe, well, the legs have swivel on the hips a little bit. So, but if you just had a weird sense of humor, you could put this guy in a lot of different dioramas, you know, for I don't know, if you needed Luke in a diaper. So anyway, there you have it. Some unusual Star Wars action figures, and I'm looking forward to going through my collection and making a third one. So please let me know if you enjoyed this video, and please rate, comment, and subscribe. Bye.